And what's good, everybody? Welcome in once again here to Behind the Arc Basketball, covering another game for the basketball tournament, calling play-by-play today. As this game we got going on will be the number 15 seed, the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, taking on the number 7 seed, Always a Brave, in this game for the Bradley Braves alumni. Welcome in. We got Joey, Aaron, Chris. Glad to have you in the stream. Jose, welcome in. They have, so many games as part of the basketball tournament. I just covered one just before. Boeheim's Army just beat Heartfire 68-62. The winner of this game will play on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, against Boeheim's Army. Let's see how they got here. The number 15 seed, the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, knocked out the number 2 seed, the Illinois alumni House of Pain, 64-58 in the first round. They had 11 separate scores for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, and they also had 45 bench points as a team compared to just 5 bench points by House of Pain. For Always a Brave, the Bradley Braves alumni on their home court, the Peoria Civic Center in Peoria, Illinois, they won their first round matchup to the number 10 seed, a close one nailed by their 75-73 against the Chicago Hoopville Warriors. And that's where Marcellus Somerville led the way, 17 points and 13 rebounds. What's good, Kelly? Welcome to the stream here, man. Hope all is going well. Glad to have you guys be a part here in the stream tonight. Bradley Braves alumni, they got a career record all-time of 9-3 in the basketball tournaments. And then an all-time record at 6-4 for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. So the winner of this game will take on the 3 seed, Boeheim's Army, on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The Golden Eagles winners today, 71-64 over Playing for Jimmy V. They advanced to take on Autism Army, who won in the first game today, 76-71 against Always Us. Yeah, there's so many games for these TBT games. This is a 64-team tournament that now it's dwindled down to currently 17 teams with 16 after tonight. Because this is the very end of the second round games. Where these teams played in this type of bracket, Peoria, Illinois Regional, they played later than when the Wichita Regional started. That was the first game I covered last week. Because when I covered the Aftershocks game last week, they started well ahead of time before these teams even started, almost a full week ahead of time. So we're just awaiting to tip this game off in just a moment. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, they were the underdog in their first game, pulling out the victory. Top scores, Tarandia Smith and George Stanberry, both with 10 points each. They had, down the line, 11 different scores in that first round game for Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. And then Always a Brave getting here, pulling off the victory with 4 players in double figures, winning by 2 over the Chicago Hoopville Warriors. And it was in a game that they forced 16 turnovers, the difference being that they had 14 steals as a team in their first round matchup for Always a Brave. So the Bradley Braves alumni taking on Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, players from the Jackson, Tennessee area. A lot of different colleges and universities. They got a player in their team. This is what they have down the list here: Tennessee Martin, Tennessee State, Murray State, Tennessee Wesleyan. So different types of colleges they do have for D1 schools. They have a player from Charlotte as well, and also Eastern Kentucky. So they do have D1 schools. Mississippi Valley State, they have a player from. Southern Miss. And then they have some non-Division I colleges thrown in there as well. Fred Hardman University, Union College, Volunteer State Community College, Lambutte University, Grace Bible. So everybody coming from a different university to play in the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Multiple players on the Always a Brave team as they represent the Bradley Braves from the Missouri Valley Conference. So the majority of the players on their roster played at Bradley for college hoops. And then they do have a couple players that they did fill their roster with that played elsewhere for college hoops. One player from Indiana, and then they also have a player from Illinois State. And then the rest of their players, the 10 other players on the roster, they played college hoops at Bradley during their college career. So this is basically home court advantage here for the 7 seed hosting the Peoria Regional for the Bradley Braves. They have their own home court here for Always a Brave for the Bradley alumni. So going back to their previous results in the TBT, their best run was back in 2016 where they lost in the TBT semifinals where they had a record of 4-1. Darrell Brown Jr., Anthony Bennett, Andrew Warren, Marcellus Somerville, Patrick O'Brien. That's the starting 5 tonight for Always a Brave. For the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, their starting lineup looks like this. Anthony Sampson, Tyrese Johnson, Tori Pelham, Antoine Long, and also in the starting 5 happens to be Jawan Long. Jose liking the team name with Always the Brave. So home court advantage here for the Bradley Braves alumni. Always a Brave in this game. Black uniforms, gold numbers. For the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, Always a Brave will go on the court with the white jerseys. Red numbers, red letters. Kind of looks like, if you follow NASCAR, it kind of looks like back in the 90s, where I think it was Ricky Rudd who drove the number 15 motor. It was a number 15 motorcraft car back in the early 90s. It kind of looks like that. As we tip off this game right now, and the Underdogs have the ball stripped and stolen from them inside their own key. Always a Brave forcing turnovers. That's what they did. 16 of those turnovers they forced in Game 1 led to 14 steals. And 15 seconds through, they already have recorded a steal. Always a Brave with their first possession. At the left wing, it's Bennett. Bennett dribbles left baseline. Kick out to the top. They'll dribble straight away. Stripped to the basketball. A reach and fall picked up, though, by the Underdogs. And that's the first fall of the game. It's assessed to Antoine Long. They're going to say he was in a shooting motion, so they will give this a 2-shot foul. And they will send Andrew Warren to the free throw line shooting 2. First shot, and no good. Hit the rim short. Second free throw, and that one is good. 1-0 as we are just underway to the first 40 seconds. Underdogs with their second possession. That pass, they lost the handle, able to get it back with Sampson. Back outside to the top of the key, it is Johnson. Moves it over right wing perimeter to Long. Long will dribble up, moves it back outside to Anthony Sampson. Sampson controls the ball here, 5 in the shot clock. Sampson takes the 3. That is off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, they find it though with the Underdogs. Left baseline dribble. Sampson, he is speedy. Puts up the jumper to right baseline. Missed over the rim, no good. Always a Brave with a defensive board. Second possession of the game for the Bradley alumni. Brown gives it out right corner. Catch and fire 3. Off the mark, no good. They find their offensive rebound. Powers their way to the bucket. Rolls around the rim and no good. They're held on to, and that will be a foul though. Second personal foul picked up by the Underdogs tonight. Being held on to. Going to the basket, trying to use his right hand to finish was Patrick O'Brien. And this will be 2 more free throws at the line for Always a Brave. What's good, Anthony? Welcome to the stream here, man. First shot is good. What's good, Joey in the stream? Welcome in. Hope all is going well, man. Second shot, that is good as well. Everything at the free throw line so far, 3-0. Tennessee with a possession for the Underdogs. And they lost the handle of the ball as the Braves will pick it up with a steal. They'll move it up the court. Back out to the left wing. They will give it out top of the key. Attacking to the bucket. That's too easy with a right-handed finish as they lay it up and in. Tony Bennett to the bucket straight away. And the Braves looking good so far, 5-0. 7 minutes left to go in the first. Underdogs take the jumper. That's to the left of the rim, though. Good air ball. Defensive rebound, but they put it back into the Underdogs' hands. Missed the layup, hit the front rim. Tipped up, and Always a Brave with a defensive board. They'll lob the pass over. 3 in the air. No good around the rim and out. Defensive rebound picked up by the Underdogs. Just keep on coming back some more, Joey. Thanks so much for your support, brother. And just keep on coming back to future live streams. Underdogs take a 3 off the back rim they missed, and Always a Brave picks up the defensive rebound. What's good, Kevin? Welcome to the stream here, man. Braves will give it out over to the top. They move it out right wing. Open 3. Cannot connect, hit the front rim. No Ego. Welcome to the stream here, man, from Jamaica. Approaching 6 minutes left to go in the first. Underdogs have yet to score through the first 3 minutes. They swing the pass into traffic. Bodies collide in the key here, and this will be a defensive foul picked up by Always a Brave. It's their first personal foul of the game. It's assessed to Tony Bennett inside the key as he reaches in on the pass. So we got 6 minutes left to go in the first. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs get the inbounds as they will give it out around the perimeter at the left wing. Jab step, dribbles inside, moves it back to the perimeter as they will dribble back outwards. This is Sampson, the point guard, who settles for a deep 2 jumper. Off the rim and out, defensive board picked up for the Braves alumni. Malika, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you back at the channel. Yes, I plan on covering the draft on Thursday. That's a heavy blocking fall from behind. Wow. That would be 2 shots coming up for Always a Brave. It's been their game so far. They've only made 1 bucket in this entire game. 3 points at the free throw line, a basket. And now they're going to go back to the free throw line and shoot 2 more. This is Dinma Odikoza, center, who used to play basketball for Illinois State, and he heads to the free throw line shooting 2. So just an update here is that there are 10 players that are Bradley Braves alumni on this Always a Brave team. And then they also filled out the roster with 2 other players, one from Indiana and one from Illinois State, which right now the player from Illinois State, Odikoza, is the one at the free throw line. What's good, Braden? Welcome on the stream again, man. First shot missed, second shot is good. 6-0, Always a Brave. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs yet to hit a shot so far from the floor. And we are 3 minutes and 40 seconds into it. Johnson has possession, top of the key. He moves it out to the right wing perimeter. Weddle has the ball back outside to the top. Johnson moves it over. They will dribble. Kick out top of the key. Johnson fires away from 3. Hit the rim short, no good. And defensive rebound right back to Always a Brave. The shooting woes continue. 0 for 7 shooting tonight for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. They come up with a steal in the key, though. Pass up the court, still looking for their first bucket. They finally do. Lays it up and in, out on the fast break. That's good for 2, and they're finally on the board for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Always a Brave with a possession. Around the perimeter, clock will stop. Reach and fall picked up. It's assessed to Long for the Underdogs. And the game clock stops with 4:38. These teams, the last team, Boeheim's Army, had former NBA players on them. They had Chris McCullough and Malachi Richardson, who both of them played a couple of years in the NBA. Last year, the overseas elite team had Joe Johnson on their team. Most of the players, though, are basically former G Leaguers or former international players. That is good. Always a Brave with a hook. Missed off the mark, but able to tip it back in with a follow. That's good. They extend it back to 6. 4:10 left to go in the first. The Underdogs with only 2 points on the board. They give it out to the left baseline. Backing their way to the left block. Inside, swarmed off a double team. They move it over to the left corner. Swings off the pass, attacks, puts it up, heavy contact, and now will be an offensive foul picked up by the Underdogs. They got the bucket. It will not count, as that is an offensive foul picked up down the lane, receiving the pass by Jawan Long. And that is personal foul number 5 in the first quarter. So tough start right now for the Underdogs. 3:55 left to go in the second, and only 2 to show for so far. They play 9-minute quarters in the TBT. So that is 5 minutes and 5 seconds that they have only scored 2 points total in that span, in a span of 5:05. So we go in a timeout. Always a Brave up by 6. Low scoring game to start out. Always a Brave shooting 33%. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs at 12%, as we'll be back after the timeout. 8-2 to score. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm interested to see if anybody goes for Deshaun Watson, because I heard that like 25 teams are interested, approximately around 25 teams are interested in pursuing Deshaun Watson. But with that going on, they're taking a risk, like a major risk for that. They're looking for him to just be able to fight off all the distractions and stay in the NFL. That's the key there. That's unfortunate with all these allegations popping up, and they've been like that for a while. Like right after the season ended, it started. So the winner of this game will take on Boeheim's Army. That will take place on Wednesday night. Of course, I'll be covering the NBA draft on Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure to be a part there for my NBA draft live reactions. What's the target? Well, we'll have to see when we do go through this game. We'll find out by the fourth quarter, but the target score right now is looking like it's going to be really low. It's probably going to look like it's somewhere in the low 60s or 50s right now. This might honestly even go less than that if they keep it up. So we are back to action, 8-2 the score, 3:55 left to go in the first. Always a Brave will get the inbound. They're up by 6. And only 2 points to show for it through the first 5 minutes and 10 seconds for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Always a Brave with a possession. Bounce pass goes into the hands of Somerville. On the court right now for Always a Brave, as they have Somerville, Bielfeldt into the game for the first time today. Bennett Odiakoza, he is out there again. And also onto the court first time today, Lukman Lundy. Boeheim's Army won the last game. Welcome in Vincent on the stream. And this will be a foul. This will send Bennett to the line shooting 2. Always a Brave in the bonus. First one is good. Second free throw by Bennett. Missed off the mark. Tip to the perimeter. They get their rebound back with Tony Bennett. Outside, they'll jack a 3. Rattled out. Another offensive rebound for Always a Brave. And they are contacted around the perimeter. As now they'll go back to the bonus, shoot 2 more shots. And this will be Nate Cannell shooting 2 at the free throw line. So a nightmare of a start for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Only 2 points to show for. And they pick up their 5th personal foul. First shot is good. Second free throw, that is good as well. 11-2 with under 3.5 remaining. Underdogs need to get something going here offensively. Weddle gives it out to Johnson around the perimeter at the top. Johnson's defended by Cannell. Now off a double team. Moves it over to the hands to Smith. Smith takes a 3. That's no good. Rattled out. And defensive rebound back to Always a Brave. A lot of low percentage shots taken by Jackson, Tennessee's team so far. Back outside. Always a Brave dribbles into the teeth of the defense, and that's where the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs will force the steal. Catching fire from the perimeter. They finally hit one on the break. It is good. From the outside, Marcus Weddle knocks it down and puts his team winning 6. The Bradley alumni with a possession. Lundy moves it out to the around the perimeter. They settle for a deep 2 jumper. Off the mark, no good by Bielfeldt, and the defensive board picked up for the Underdogs. Now they'll take a 3. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound keeps alive. Back outside, another 3. Left wing perimeter jumper gets it. That is good. And that's what happens. The 3s are starting to fall, and just like that, it's 11-8. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, 2 3s have been the difference to creep themselves back into this game when nothing was going on. And they were down 11-2. Now they're starting to feel their confidence. Always a Brave with a possession. And for Always a Brave, their shot's not going down either. That's a 3 at the left corner. Goes off the side of the rim and missed. The Underdogs with the defensive rebounds. Always a Brave themselves as a team shooting the ball from the floor to low percentage too, just 25% themselves. And the Jackson Underdogs take another 3 and drill it. That is good. Back-to-back-to-back triples. Going down straight away. Taking it up the court. And Taranda Smith knocks it down straight away to tie it up at 11. We go in the timeout. Man, have the tables turned. 11-11. 1:47 left to go in the first. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs finding their shot from the perimeter. So just like that, this score can change in a hurry. And it did once they started to discover their 3-ball. And for Always a Brave, going to the free throw line, that's been the key thing today for them because they've got 7 out of the 11 at the free throw line. They've only made 2 shots themselves. Jackson being down in this game throughout and now tying it up, they currently have 4 shots made. And 3 of those shots have been made 3s. The last 3. Back-to-back-to-back, all from 3. Winner-take-all $1 million tournament. Second round between the 15-seed Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs, number 7 seed, Always a Brave. The winner of this game will take on the 3 seed in the round of 16. And that will be Boeheim's Army. Boeheim's Army coming off a victory over Heartfire 68-62. Right corner 3 missed off the mark by Always a Brave. Defensive rebound picked up for the Underdogs. Underdogs with a chance to take the lead. At the left wing, they'll fire up a 3. No good on an air ball. Tries to save it. They do. Back around the perimeter, they have it. They move it cross court. Nice pass. Catching fire. Rattled out. Missed the 3. And defensive board picked up for Always a Brave. Approaching 1 minute left to go before the end of one. Attacks the lane. Lane, no good. Missed the layup to the side of the backboard. Underdogs with a possession off the rebound. At the right baseline, step back. They take the jumper, missed. And defensive rebound goes right back over to the Braves by O'Brien. They will attack right down the lane, and that'll be an offensive foul. Turnover by always a Brave, putting his body on the line. Torius Johnson, who hit a big three right before the timeout. And now he takes the charge on Nate Cannell. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs will have the basketball back with just under 45 seconds left to go. Yeah, Joey liking the Knicks to win the title this upcoming season. They're going to need to pile up some offensive scores to do that. Need some more offensive threats in their team. The Underdogs looking to take the lead. Jumper for a deep two off the rim, no good. Defensive board picked up for always a Brave. Under 25 seconds left to play. First quarter, always a Brave will slow it down. 1 second differential shot clock and game clock. Darrell Brown Jr. has the possession. He's defended top of the key. 5 in the shot clock. Brown takes it. Puts up the jumper. Hits it. That's good. And always a Brave on top. 13-11. As the time expires at the end of the first quarter, Brown with a timely bucket for always a Brave. That's their only third main shot of the game, as they got 7 out of the 13 at the free throw line in the first quarter. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs came back, and they tied up the game on a 9-zip run because of 3 straight made threes in a row, as they started to let it fly and they started to knock down their perimeter shots. Now the game is wide open, 13-11 at the end of one. We'll go on to a timeout. We'll get back in here after the close out the quarter, which we swap between quarters. We're going to move on to the second quarter after a brief 4-minute break or so. So right now we're just in a timeout. We got Hugh on the stream as we welcome him in again. He likes that social media I got right there. I'm surprised he doesn't have his baseball picture that he has. I am very short. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm only 5'2", if you guys didn't know. What's good, Barco? Welcome to the stream here. This is called the basketball tournament. It's different players that they've played overseas or they played in the G League, former G League players or former international players. A couple players played in the NBA as bench players that I covered for the last game. And it's like a 64-team tournament that they do. That's a lot of former players, a bunch of alumni teams that they have for it's like a lot of these teams are former college basketball players too. So a bunch of these teams that have been formed are former college basketball teams, and they just play in a 64-team tournament. And this is the second round right now. Hey, what's good? Neil on the stream, welcome in. 8:50 remaining before halftime, as this is a really low-scoring game. Missed jumper to left baseline, no good for Always a Brave. The Underdogs down by 9 early. They're down by 2. They tied it up at 11. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs have possession. Weddle dumps it out left block. They'll move it back outside to Marcus Weddle, who will take it and kick it out right corner. That pass deflected, able to get it, though they stepped out of bounds with it. That's going to be a turnover by the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. It goes right back over to Always a Brave. Always a Brave is the Bradley Braves alumni. Hey, thanks so much, Neil, for being on the stream. Yes, I do remember you. Glad to have you back in. Eugenio, welcome to the stream. Sending my thoughts and prayers out to you. Glad to have you be a part of the stream. Always a Brave will take the 3. No good, hit the rim short. Defensive rebound picked up by the Underdogs. Underdogs down by 2. They got possession. Under 8 minutes left to go before half. They will attack the lane. Left baseline dribble. Missed the layup off the bottom part of the backboard, and Always a Brave with the defensive rebounds. Always a Brave has it. They give it out to the top. O'Brien moves it over. Left wing perimeter. Somerville back to O'Brien. They will jack up a 3 and missed off the mark. It's been a very low-scoring game tonight. Always a Brave shooting 20% from the floor. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs at 26%, and they take a 3 and they do it. That is good by the Underdogs, and they lead it. The Underdogs, their last four buckets have been all made threes. 14-13 they lead with 7:15 left to go. No good for Always a Brave to miss the layup. Underdogs have the possession. Right corner 3. They take it, hit the rim short. Defensive rebound picked up for a moment, and they get it back for the Underdogs. Under 7 minutes left to go in the second. The Underdogs up by 1. At the free throw circle. Backing their way inside the post. And the whistle blows. It will result in a reach and fall picked up by Somerville for the Bradley alumni. Hey, what's good? Fortnite Gaming, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much, man, for being a part here on the channel. Camarland, welcome in. What's good? Glad to have you back at the stream. The Underdogs get the inbound. They'll fire away from 3. That's another one that goes down with a splash as they hit the 3 ball. 5 made threes by the Underdogs in the first half. They've only made 1 2-point shot so far, and that was their first bucket. Pass off the cutter. And it will be contact here and a foul. That will be 2 free throws coming up by Tony Bennett for the Bradley alumni. Personal foul assessed to Quincy Skates for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Just a quick rundown of this game. The Bradley alumni were up at one point, 11-2. Things were looking great right out of the gate as the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs could not make a shot. They started out from the floor 1 for 8 shooting, and then the 3 balls started to drop. They dropped 3 3-point shots back to back to back at about a minute and a half span, and that led the comeback for Jackson in this game. Down by 9, 11-2. They tied it up at 11, and then right now they're up 17-14. Always a Brave, the key for them so far has been getting to the free throw line, as both of the free throws are good, and this is where they've got the majority of the points, though they need to get buckets. Ones aren't helping them out. That's how the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs pulling away with their threes and the ones. Even if they go 2 for 2 like they did that time at the free throw line, they still need to match it when making shots, and that's been a struggle right now. As everything is missing from the floor for Always a Brave. Missed 3 at the right wing for the Underdogs. Defensive rebound picked up for Always a Brave. The Bradley alumni making 9 free throws so far. 9 out of the 15 have been at the free throw line. That's a bucket that they could count on. 3-point shot goes down from the outside. Andrew Warren sinks it for Always a Brave. The Underdogs will take a three themselves. Off the back rim, no good. Trapped in the corner, but Somerville able to get that pass off. Now they have an open three. They take it. Money. Left corner three again. They found a hot hand. Andrew Warren. Back-to-back threes in the last 20 seconds for Always a Brave. And they take the lead just like that, 21-17. Timeout on the floor with 5:29 remaining in the second. This has been a game of runs so far. So we take a timeout right now. A game of runs totally. 21-17 as they found a hot hand with Warren. Back-to-back threes. He makes. And this game is just wide open. It's just open up now with Andrew Warren coming out, knocking out 2 threes. He leads the way with 7 for Always a Brave. Yo, Woof Woof's the doggy that we have across the street when he howls and makes some noises at the window from time to time. He's a nice doggy, though. He needs to just get out more. He's a golden retriever. What's good, Chicago Plays? Welcome to the stream here. Hope all is going well, man. Glad to have you back at the channel. It's an 8-0 run for Always a Brave. 2 free throws made at the line, and then back-to-back threes by Andrew Warren to put him up on that 8-0 run. Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs with a possession as we're back from the timeout. 5:20 left to go before halftime. The Underdogs move the pass over. Kick out left corner, 3 in the air. No good air ball. They get the offensive rebounds. Torrey Pelham moves it out top of the free throw circle to Sam Gerald Lewis. Lewis takes it inside. Off the dribble and scores. That's good. Up and off the glass. I actually don't have a dog, but we take care of the neighbor's dog quite a bit. As my neighbor goes away frequently, like usually once every couple months or so. He goes away for like a week or two, so we take care of his golden retriever. Under 5 minutes left to play before half. Always a Brave with a possession. And that pass deflected. Oh, what an attempt trying to steal the ball. They poked it all the way to the Braves' backcourt. And Always a Brave will pick it up. And now Always a Brave will pass it underneath, and they turn it over. Missed the mark of the pass out of bounds. What's good, Tony? Welcome to the stream here, man. Thanks so much for being a part once again, bud. Hope everything's going well for you, bud. Yeah, I've been doing much better, hanging in there. It's the off season, and it's been tough because there's a lot of goals I want to accomplish, like in the off season or so, is trying to like advance, and I've yet to meet it so far, but hopefully I'll be able to do so in the future. That is good. Jackson takes the left corner jumper and they knock it down, and this game is tied up at 21. Under 4 minutes left to play before halftime. A jumper right back. That is good. By Always a Brave. Fade away at the right elbow by Darrell Brown Jr. This scoring's finally picking up. After a tough start for both of these teams. As Lewis will score underneath the hoop. The score is 13-11. Always a Brave at the end of one. And now it's tied up at 23. 3:36 left to play in the second. And we have a timeout taken here on the court. We'll take a timeout, 23-23. It's wide open, anybody's game. So I think it's possibly that Beal might go to Dallas and team up with Luka. So I'm looking at an article right here. I don't think it's ever gonna happen though. According to NBA Analysis Network, looks like Bradley Beal views Celtics as preferred trade destination, but I'd be shocked honestly if he goes to Boston. Celtics would have to trade Jaylen Brown to get Bradley Beal most likely. If the Celtics can pull it off without trading either of the Jays, man, that would be phenomenal. There's a lot of players that the Celtics do need to move after, though. Like, just move elsewhere. Because they get so many players off the bench that it just wasn't working off the bench. So they probably have to trade a ton off the bench. But you need a quality player, though, to trade too. And that's going to be the toughest part for the Celtics. I don't think it can happen, honestly. What's good, Makeel on the stream? Welcome in. That's awesome. Best of luck there going to Canada's Wonderland tomorrow. Yeah, I'm about 120 Fortnite gaming. Yeah, I'm a small dude, but everybody comes in different shapes and sizes, and that's what makes the world great. Is that no two people are alike. Everybody is born differently. We are back into the game. 3.5 left to go before halftime. Always a Brave with a possession. And that pass will get intercepted by the Underdogs. And they put it all the way to the edge of the backcourt. They did step out of bounds. As that'll be a turnover by Jackson here. It goes back to Always a Brave. Not that much, Makeel. Some of them are. Always a Brave has the possession. They take a three. Off the back rim, no good. Defensive, looking for the defensive rebound. Instead, they'll elect to let it go out of bounds. And this possession will go right back over to Jackson Underdogs. So it'll be Jackson's possession here for the Underdogs as they work inside, and that'll be a reach and fall picked up by Always a Brave. Hey, what's good? The Yankees lose in the stream. Welcome in. The Underdogs get the inbound. They drive to the bucket, give off the pass, right baseline shot, missed off the mark. And Always a Brave picks up the defensive rebounds. They move it inside the post, puts it up. Behind the defense, couldn't finish though, off the backboard, too strong by O'Brien. Goes right back over to Jackson's team, and off the mark, that bounce pass went in the key. Lost control of the ball, back to Always a Brave. Always a Brave moves it back outside to the top. Connell gives it out right wing. Three in the air. Off the front rim, no good. Tip to the baseline, able to save it for the Underdogs as they come down with a defensive board. Wow. Still playing for Argentina. What's good, Dennis? Welcome to the stream here. Braden, welcome in. The Underdogs with a possession, 1.5 minutes left to go before halftime. Spin move down the lane, and now will be in turnover here by the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs as they were out of control with the basketball. and they get called for the travel, it goes back to always a Brave. So always a Brave will get the inbounds. Under a minute and a half left to play before halftime. Darrell Brown Jr. back into the game. He's on the court along with Somerville, Bielfeldt, Nate Cannell, who catch and fires from a three and hits it at the left corner. Open at the left corner, receives the catch and fire, and knocks down the triple. The Underdogs with the possession. Final minute left to play before half. They dribble, take the jumper inside. Off the back rim, they miss the shot, no good by Weddle. And here goes always a Brave with a defensive rebound. Kick out, right corner, catch, fire, three. Off the mark, no good. Snatches the rebound, puts it up, couldn't get the shot. As Somerville's shot from the side got blocked, and the Underdogs with the ball back. Now they're going to slow it down. Possession for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs into the hands to Jawan Long. He moves it off to Sane. Joshua Sane, 12 on the shot clock. Crossover. Around the perimeter, he bounce passes it over 8 on the shot clock remaining for Antoine Long. Now he takes it inside and scores. That's good, up and in off the glass. 1 point game. It's been a good game. What's good, Ethan? Welcome to the stream here. My favorite color is blue. Final 5 seconds left to go before halftime. Always a Brave with a possession. Dribble, kick out, top of the key, three. Takes it, no good, missed. And that's how we end the second quarter. 26-25 the score. Always a Brave, up by 1. And the winner-take-all $1 million tournament second round action here. The last game of round number 2. As we have 17 teams remaining in the basketball tournament. The winner of this game will take on Boeheim's Army on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So, lot of missed shots so far in this game tonight. It was a slow start. Always a Brave has been helped out tremendously because of the made free throws at the line. They made as a team 9 free throws. No free throws have been made whatsoever for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. They're just shooting tons of shots around the perimeter, and that's how they've been able to get back into this game. They were down 11-2 early on. They made 3 straight threes in a row. They tied up at 11. They took the lead. At one point, they were up 17-15, and then always a Brave came back and they lead. Oh, I got you there. So, John changed his name, looks like. Yeah, I heard about that today. That's a huge trade there. Memphis just... That's impressive for Memphis. So, they get Steven Adams, who... He had a terrific season. He's had quite a bit of terrific seasons at Oklahoma City before he played for the Pelicans. The Pelicans, I feel like, didn't really utilize Steven Adams to what would have been his fullest potential. And same as Eric Bledsoe. I think the Grizzlies can get a lot more out of those two players. And that's huge for Memphis. And also, Valanciunas was really good late in the season. And he should be able to help out New Orleans. Yeah, things are going well. I mean, hanging in there. Physically, I'm fine. Some of the days mentally are really tough for me. I'm trying to get there. Having this channel really helps me out. Definitely does with all the support I have and being able to enjoy what I do. Probably not going to do much Olympics because I was looking at the schedule. A lot of the stuff is like pre-recorded for us this time around. and they skip around from sport to sport, so it's tough to like know what's going on as far as the games, because they always skip around. Oh, there we go. Thanks so much for the update there, Jason. So Philippines gets their first gold medal ever. What an accomplishment there. That's awesome. Shout out to all the Philippine supporters we had in the channel throughout the NBA playoffs. That was awesome. Hey, what's good? Chris, welcome on the stream here. Yeah, all the other summers I got like a ton of sun or so. It's been a ton of rain in July. It doesn't even feel like it's July to me where I am. Yeah, we haven't got much sun, unfortunately. This month we got 13 inches of rain where I live. It's quite odd. And the day that I was out for the NASCAR race, where we were out for like 12 hours that day, in the fan zone before the race, at the NASCAR race, it was raining. At the NASCAR race up in New Hampshire, we went into an hour and a half delay, and it was just back and forth sprinkles. So we're just waiting here for the second half to begin. I plan on covering the NBA draft as well, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I mean, the great thing about this world is that all people are born different shapes and sizes. That makes the world terrific itself, is that no two people are alike. Everybody's born differently, and everybody should be accepted for what they are. Wow. So Celtics like mid-pack. Wow. So ESPN pre-ranked the Celtics at number 13. Yeah. I feel like that too, especially if they get their hands on like a big off-season acquisition. What's good, Bill? Welcome to the stream here. Glad to have you back in. So we're just waiting for we're to start up again for the third quarter in a little bit. Yeah, draft night should be fun on Thursday night. But yeah, I feel physically fine. I definitely, because I work indoors, so definitely I would definitely love to spend more time outdoors. I've been spending a ton of time outdoors, usually on the weekends. What's good, Vegas? Welcome to the stream. Welcome in, Raven. Glad to have you back on the stream here. Sending my thoughts and prayers out to you, Raven. Really wishing you the best in a speedy recovery. Thanks so much for being a part here whenever you have the chance. Wow, Milwaukee ranked number 1. So, ranked looking for a repeat. I'm shocked that Brooklyn isn't number 1. Wow. Yeah, Evan, it's quite interesting because these players that play in the NBA for international, they go off representing their team. I just think Evan Fournier caught like a bad break last year. The Celtics got him at the trade deadline, and then he got put in health and safety protocols immediately. He came out, I think his first game, he missed like a bunch of shots. He didn't even score. And then it took him a while to start to like catch on to the offense. And then once he was getting his groove, and then he got put back into health and safety protocols again. And then he started to miss more time. And he just could never catch a break. He's gonna get his Chick-fil-A for life there if he repeats. Wow, Phoenix is number 3, even though if they don't have Chris Paul back. So ESPN ranked them at number 3. Wow. Yeah, there you go, Vegas. I haven't been to friendlies in a couple of years. Or actually, I went in for takeout in September, but I haven't sat down at friendlies in a few years. Friendlies is a big chain over here, like in New England, that we have. Though it's starting, I heard past couple of years it's starting to go under. I went to Tropical Smoothie Cafe yesterday. That place is really good. Yeah, I got you there, Chris. Puts out, it doesn't matter what your weight is. Yeah, everybody matters. And everybody's built differently, born differently. Everybody should be accepted the way they are. So we're going to go into the third quarter with the score being 26-25. The Bradley Braves alumni, always a Brave, leading by 1. The Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs didn't have anything going for them in their first 5 minutes plus offensively, only 2 points total on the board. They were down 11-2, and then they started to knock down 3 straight threes in a row. They tied the game up at 11. They eventually took the lead. And then they took the lead briefly here at the end of 2. And then Always a Brave took the lead back to close it out. What's good? All that Deuce in the stream. Welcome back in. Yeah, I went to Tropical Smoothie Cafe yesterday. That place is really good. They get some nice smoothies there. I actually had a quesadilla. My girlfriend had a smoothie. Yeah, I think it's going to be really difficult for the U.S. to win gold, honestly. I'd probably go Luka and Slovenia, too. It's the whole international boom of basketball. It's caught up to the U.S. From 2012, that game where they just crushed Nigeria in 2012. And then 2016, the gap lessened. They still were able to beat Nigeria quite single-handedly. And then they lost to them in exhibition. It's just basketball has grown a ton internationally. And international ball is now catching up to the U.S. and it is showing. So we start out the third quarter. The Underdogs will take a three. Just like that, they drill it. Straight away to take the lead for the first possession of the third quarters. It goes down by Torrey Pelham. Played at Southern Mississippi. Always a Brave. That ball gets poked loose. Here goes the steal. They go to 3-on-1 off the break behind the defense, and Pelham gonna do it himself again as he throws it down with a right-handed dunk. 5 straight points to start off the third quarter by Pelham in the first 40 seconds. Always a Brave with a possession. Andrew Warren hands it out to the top. They give it into the post. Back outside, they'll take a three straight away. Off the mark, no good, missed by Warren, and defensive rebound picked up for the Underdogs. Under 8 minutes left to play third quarter. Lob over the top, gets possession behind the defense, couldn't score but got fouled. It's going to send Antoine Long for the Underdogs to go to the line, shoot 2 shots. Yeah, it's a really nice food chain there, Vegas. Check it out, because we got a ton of those. We got a ton of those where we are. Hey, have a nice night, Jason. Glad to have you on the stream once again, my man. Both of the shots of the free throw line miss for the Underdogs, and always a Brave will have possession. They will take a three. No good, hit the rim short, and the Underdogs will have the defensive rebound back. Wow. USA are 41-point favorites against Iran. Wow. It's going to go back to always a Brave. Pass underneath. Leads to a dunk. That is good. Count it. And there's got to be one coming up at the free throw line. So the Braves' big man, Patrick O'Brien, throws down the two-handed jam. He drew the contact too. He'll shoot one. The free throw is good. And now it's a 1-point game. Underdogs have possession. At the left wing perimeter, it is Long. Long takes the three, top of the key. Hits the rim twice. No good. It went to the backside of the rim and towards his right and out. As always, the Brave has the defensive rebounds. They'll take a jumper. Off the front rim, miss. Contacted, though, and that'll be a foul. That'll be 2 shots by Darrell Brown. What's good, Ian? Welcome to the stream here, man. Glad to have you on the channel once again here, bud. Yeah, I've been doing much better. Still trying to take it day by day. 1 me or so. I'm gonna predict Brooklyn again right now. If the big three stays healthy. They need more bench players though. Yeah, that would be a sad day if Iran actually upsets Team USA. That would be crazy. Because they don't have any NBA players in the team. And that will go out of bounds. Jackson turns it over. Let's go Chicago Bulls 1-2-3. Welcome on the stream here once again. Always a Brave has the possession. They move it out. Left corner. Wide open three. No good. Rolled around the rim and out. It's whistled on the court. It's going to be away from the basketball. It's the Underdogs who pick up a personal foul. Oh, that was a heavy pick picked up by the Braves. Odiakosa with a heavy pick, and they didn't put it. Pass underneath, and they missed the slam dunk off the inbound by Odiakosa. The Underdogs have the possession. Under 6.5 left to go, third quarter. They will take it right down the lane with the left hand. That is good. Lays it up and in. Jawan Long takes the lead for the Underdogs, 32-30. Even though it's a low-scoring game, it's good to see it's been close, competitive, back and forth, back and forth. Entry pass in the key. It will lead to a foul here, picked up by the Underdogs. The game clock will stop with 6:08 left to go. Yeah, just the craziness of expect the unexpected. That'd be just the biggest upset in like the whole world of sports if the U.S. loses against Iran. Then we're talking about the international storm of basketball, which has been talked about, but for that to happen now, just be on a whole nother level, because the international boom of basketball, it is real, and we have seen it. Missed three at the top by the Underdogs. They got tipped to the corner perimeter, went out of bounds. And it will stay Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs ball. Underdogs have possession. At the left wing perimeter, Johnson has it, gives over to the free throw circle. Durham takes it inside with the left hand, finishes, and look at this. The 15 seed on top by 4. 34-30 with 5:15 left to play in the third. Lukman Lundy, bounce pass, bobbled, and that's a turnover by Always a Brave. Off the fingertips around the perimeter, and that happens to be turnover number 7 tonight for Always a Brave. Five minutes left to go in the third. Underdogs have possession. Long at the left wing perimeter. Lobs it over left block. Ball into the hands to Tarius Johnson. Jumper at the baseline. Delivers. And that is good. If you're Always a Brave, you need to be looking for a timeout right now. Should have happened already, because about 4.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter, approaching the mark. And the whistle will blow. It'll be a foul picked up on the Underdogs as the clock will stop with 4:35. Because now Jackson's hitting their shots as a team. And Always a Brave hasn't really done much as far as knocking down shots total today. So back to the free throw line. Here to go for Always a Brave. First shot is good. Wow. Yeah, I heard Luka had like a crazy game yesterday. 4:30 left to go in the third. Underdogs up by 4. They have possession, dribble around the perimeter. And now they take it inside. Down the lane, dump off. Though, tried to make the extra pass and he wasn't looking. Bad spot to pass that ball, and Always a Brave will take it up the court themselves. Leads the layup, that is good. Lundy for 2, it's a 2-point game. Approaching 4 minutes left to go, third quarter. 3-point miss, rolled around the rim and out. Defensive rebound picked up by Always a Brave. And they will take it up the court, and they'll burn a... Or that's on the far side of the court. That will be A clock stoppage here. 3:58 third quarter. They take a timeout or no? And they will. They'll take a timeout. So, timeout taken by Always a Brave. Down by 2, 36-34. All right, so we have 4 minutes left to play. Third quarter in a 2-point game. A low-scoring game, but it's been close. It's been competitive. It's been good today. This is my second game I covered. The first one was really good. Bayheim's Army beat Heartfire 68-62. So the winner of this game will take on the number 3 seed Bayheim's Army on Wednesday night. I'm hoping to cover some baseball soon too. I wanted to actually cover the Red Sox game tonight, but I had that same thing that happened a couple of times during the Celtics games throughout the season, is that for some reason, if the Red Sox are at home at Fenway, since I get ESPN through Sling TV, it got blacked out actually for me today. So I wasn't able to see the Red Sox game, unfortunately. If I was in another state, I would have got it, but unfortunately, living in the same state, I guess, since I'm under the state for it, is that they wouldn't allow me to watch the game. What's good, Ian? Welcome to the stream here. I'll be covering the NBA draft on Thursday night, so feel free to be back for that. I think I put down that I'd be covering the TBT games both on Wednesday night again, so you guys are welcome to join that. I should be back again on Wednesday night. Tomorrow I'll be off. Alright, so it looks like they're going to join it back in. We have 3:56 left to go in the third. And there will be 2 free throws here at the line for Always a Brave in the bonus. And this is Lukman Lundy for the Bradley alumni team. And the first free throw is good. Second free throw is good. And this is helping them out a ton, going to the free throw line. And they basically survived in the first and early second quarter doing most of that. 15 points out of the 36 have been at the free throw line for Always a Brave. And 0 made free throws tonight for the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. They've only gone 1 trip, 0 for 2. Jumper right back, that is good. Going down for both of these teams. Jackson, Tennessee got one, and then right elbow fadeaway by Always a Brave. The Underdogs will take a 3 straight away. Rattled out as Always a Brave picks up the defensive board. They will dribble pass half court with Lundy. He will take it inside. His pass, though, gets poked loose. It goes out of bounds to the baseline. They'll stay possession, though. Okay, so there was contact on that last possession, too. It's going to be an Underdawgs foul. So always a Brave back in the bonus shooting, too. First shot by Lundy. And no good. Hit the rim short. Second free throw, and that one is good. Breaks the tie 39-38 with 3:15 on the clock in the third. Underdawgs have possession. They will give it over around the perimeter. Back out left wing to Spain, dumps it inside. And the post is Durham, and he will draw the contact here as well. A lot of fouls recently, 3:02 remaining third quarter. It's going to send 2 free throws at the line for the Underdawgs. Max Bielfeldt picks up the personal foul. It'll be a shooting foul. They're going to say non-shooting foul. So they will say non-shooting foul. The Underdawgs will get the inbound underneath. They will get the pass over to Joel Lewis. Moves it over to the top of the key. Now it's to Weddle. Weddle dribbles, floats up the tier, dropping, gets it. That is good. Lead change is the Underdawgs lead. 2:45 to play in the third. Always a Brave possession. They move it over top of the key. Odiakosa hands it off, and they'll take a step-back jumper. Off the rim, short, missed by Cannell. Defensive rebound picked up for the Underdawgs. And here they go on a break. Try to get a little bit too fancy, though. Pass goes deflected out. It's going to stay Underdawgs ball. Yeah, I'm not, like, huge into college football. I might cover some of the games. I definitely want to cover NFL games, though. Probably the Sunday night games. So I'm probably going to be watching most of the Patriots games during the day. So I usually watch, like, the Patriots games with my family. And probably I would like to cover, like, all different types of teams for the NFL. That's good for the Underdawgs. They knock down the jumper inside. Always a Brave possession. They swing it out to the right corner. Open three. Hits it. That is good. And we're even. Nate Cannell launches from right corner three, and he drills it. The Underdawgs dribble. At the left block. Missed the shot. Defensive rebound picked up for Always a Brave. Nate Cannell at the Bradley logo. He moves it out. Open three. Bielfeldt delivers. That is good. Wide open from the outside, and that's Always a Brave lead with 1.5 minutes left to play in the third. Of course, there is one fan who is just loving it. Underdawgs take a jumper. Missed shot, no good. Always a Brave with a defensive rebound. They lost the handle. They get it back, but they get called for the offensive foul. Around the perimeter, Underdawgs take a charge. 1:11 left to go. Yeah, I saw that that's finally an option there. I think we had a couple new people in the last game that I covered. Wow, Chris Hogan's back in the NFL. So it looks like Chris Hogan's going to play for the Saints. Wow. Yeah, definitely going to be much better next year. I went up to New Hampshire this past weekend. My family's got a place in the summer that we go to. It's up in Ossipee that we go up to. It's like 20 minutes away from Lake Winnipesaukee. I went up to the NASCAR race last weekend too. We were in like an 1.5-hour rain delay. But it was pretty cool to experience a rain delay. That bucket's good inside for the Underdawgs. Final 40 seconds left to go in the third. I got to witness the jet dryers, which was interesting. Because the last time I went to the cup race, it was like 95 degrees out 2 years ago in New Hampshire. It was, man, just sweating bullets outside. And then this year, it was like 65 and raining, on and off. What's good, Cameron? Welcome to the stream here, man. Final 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Jackson Underdogs will get the inbounds. Final possession for the Underdogs. As they will take it, move it outside, and bad decision as always a Brave right there to pick off the pass. And they will take it a distance, lays it up and in with 1 second left to play. Interception. Leads to the layup on the break as they will take it the length of the court. And that is good. As that's how we close out the third quarter, 49-44. Alright, so it looks like we got one more quarter remaining. Once we get under 4 minutes left to go, they do something differently where it's called a target score that they put on the board. And that's where the leading team, they stop the game with under 4 minutes left to go when time stops. And then they add +8 to the leading team's total. And then they play to the target score. And whoever hits the target score first or goes over the target score wins the game. Yeah, we have grown tremendously. I remember March Madness, we were at, I think around 10,000, 11,000, I believe. We just keep on going up and up. It's incredible how much we have grown. That's great. So, Bill's from Salem, right on the line. You got a ton of stores up there. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't been to the Rockingham Mall in ages. I remember, I think, when I was, in the 4th grade, I had a elementary school teacher that was, she loved husky dogs. So we needed to find a husky dog for class because every single student had to put a husky dog on his desk for every day. So I ended up purchasing mine up in New Hampshire, and it was at one of the stores inside the Rockingham Mall that I got it. The good stuff is that when we do go up to New Hampshire, we buy quite a bit of stuff because we don't need to pay the tax up there. Unlike just one day a year in Mass where they have the sales tax-free day, and that's just crazy. And they have the sales tax-free day because that's usually the day we come back from New Hampshire, and we usually take the exit to the Rentham Outlets exit, and that's just backed up on the tax-free weekend day. Yeah, it's incredible how much we've grown. So Joey's been here since 2020 in July. Yeah, we hadn't even reached 2K. As I remember when everything stopped for sports, we were at 1.3K, and I was having trivia at that point. I did trivia over a year ago just to get this channel just to have stuff on it. But definitely the two big growing points are March Madness and the NBA Finals. NBA Finals just massive. So many people coming into those streams. I don't expect much when I do cover NFL games. I don't really expect much because so many other people are covering the NFL games too. There's so much competitions, and there's people who actually try to show the game, and it's up there for 10-15 minutes, and then it gets taken down. And then there's other people that will do it again. So there's a lot of competition for those types of games. Yeah, that was the Blazers Nets. That was a crazy game. That was Like 134, 133. I think that was the Damian Lillard 61 game. So we are back into it. Always a Brave keeps on adding to their total inside the post. That is their big man that scores for 2. Goes down by Patrick O'Brien. 12-2 run for Always a Brave in the final 8:24. Yeah, I've seen the pay at some of the places are like $7.25 an hour. Because the minimum wage is much higher in Mass. It's so expensive though, especially the Boston area, to live over there. Crazy for like home prices. At the left corner, Jackson Underdogs have possession. They're gonna move it off the cutter. Nice cut to the bucket. That is good. Up and in off the glass. What a read. Sampson to Sane for the basket underneath for Sane. I'm going to do it on this channel for the football streams because the football channel final yard, that really just never grew, unfortunately. I think we only got like 300 subs or so on that one. I tried it for a year. That's good for Always a Brave. They knocked down the left corner 3. I tried it for a year, and there was just so much competition. That's why. That 3 rattles out straight away from the Underdogs. They pick up the basketball. Puts it up off the glass. No good. Another chance. Hit the front rim. Defensive board back to Always a Brave. Yeah, they've been getting higher recently, too. Like around $3 or so where I am. Step back 3. Wide open, and that is a shot that goes down for Always a Brave. Left his defender out in the open, and Darrell Brown Jr. takes the 3 and makes it. They also got home court advantage. This is on the Bradley Braves home court in Peoria, Illinois. Part of an 18-4 run with 7:03 remaining fourth quarter for Always a Brave. And they're just looking to close it out to take on Boeheim's Army next. Yeah, a lot of stuff like transit in all the cities because they don't really have like much parking areas or so. So a bunch of stuff is more transit that people just take the public transportation to work. I heard that we're supposed to go like electric. I think by like it was like 2035 I heard. Was electric, that they were starting like the conversion. All right, so we got 7 minutes left to go fourth quarter. Okay, so I got you. I wasn't sure 2035 or 2050 for is one of those. That's an air ball. They do get the offensive rebound. Tipped up in the key. Chase after the basketball, and that will be a personal foul picked up. I believe it's going to be assessed to Always a Brave on the court. And it will go right back to Jackson Underdogs. So Underdogs get the inbound, 6.5 remaining fourth quarter. They'll float up the shot, banks it, that is good. Straight down the lane, it goes down by Marquise Weddle. Weddle, the top scorer tonight, he's got 11. And that is good underneath by Always a Brave with the answer right back as it goes down. Yeah, when I see my friends from high school from time to time, yeah, they still call me Paco. No good by the Underdogs. Floated up, tapped out of bounds, and it will stay. It will be Always a Brave ball. Off the inbound, this one gets stolen by the Underdogs. They shoot a 3, and it goes well left to the rim, and that's an air ball out. Hey, best of luck in your basketball tryouts, Joey. So we're getting close to wrapping this one up. We're about 5:45 remaining in this game. Once we get under 4 minutes left to go, it does go to the target score, which they'll add 8 points to the leading total. So whatever Always a Brave will have, they'll add it in unless Jackson comes back and gets some serious buckets here the last minute and a half. Missed 3, no good for Always a Brave. The Underdogs have the ball. They'll take a turnaround jumper, gets blocked in the air by O'Brien, and Always a Brave has it back. We do have a whistle here in the court. Got whistles aplenty today in this game. 17 fouls picked up by the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. And 8 fouls picked up by Always a Brave. Always a Brave making an impact today at the free throw line. Knocked down as a team. 16 free throw shots they made as a team. And the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs have made 0. I played basketball all the way through middle school. My main sport was actually baseball, where I played. I was more of a bench player, though. Hey, what's good, Obtuse Juice? Welcome to the stream here. Things going pretty well. We'll have to see there, Joey. I remember I covered Mets Red Sox a couple months ago. It all depends on, like, because I don't get, like, the regional channels or so. It's just from ESPN. Which tonight I would have loved to do the Red Sox game, but they had blacked it out since I'm in the Massachusetts area. For some reason, they do that. If the Red Sox are playing at home at Fenway, sometimes they do that. And sometimes they did that for the Celtics, too. It was tough to guess, because it started to turn out that, like, the 6 o'clock games were the ones that were getting blacked out for me. And then it started happening late in the season, a couple weekend games for some reason. That pass deflected, stolen away by Always a Brave, as they're just going to slow it down. We'll see if they do burn a timeout with 4:05 remaining. And they're going to take their timeout, so they will. Alright, so they will add 8 points to that total. That will be 69. And that will be the target score. So when we come back, target score 69 as Always a Brave looking good. Trying to pull off the victory to move on in the round of 16. And they'll take on Boeheim's Army, the Syracuse alumni, if the Bradley alumni do pull it out here tonight. There we go. Yep, I played second base. So, yep, that was my main position, was second baseman. Yeah, I used to play in, when I was much younger, Little League. I played on my all-star team. I used to be leadoff hitter and played second baseman. And then when I was in high school, I did the same thing. Second base. I was leadoff hitter quite a bit too. Yeah, I'm gonna make all the chats, since basketball is in the off season. I'm gonna make those baseball chats open up to everybody, so everybody will have access to that. Hey, what's good, Lorenzo? Welcome in from Spain. Glad to have you be a part of the stream. Yeah, that was a crazy time on the channel. That was going on for months. Yeah, I am totally shocked about how the Red Sox have been this season. It's in October. So we are less than 3 months away. Actually, my birthday's on the 20th in October. All right, so the team who gets the target score of 69 will win the game. Which Always a Brave is up by 13. And Always a Brave will have the first possession. And they immediately draw the foul. So this will send 2 shots to the free throw line. Patrick O'Brien shooting 2 for the Bradley alumni. What's good, Jose in the stream? Welcome in. And the first shot is an air ball at the free throw line. Yeah, I thought so too. Yankees have been disappointing this year. The Underdawgs bounce pass off the roll down. They finish with a layup. Left-handed layup, good. So they got the game clock turned off. They just have to reach 69. First team to reach 69 or plus will win the game, and that certainly helps for Always a Brave. That's good for a deep, too. It goes down by Darrell Brown Jr. Jackson Underdogs take a deep 3. Rattled out. Defensive rebound picked up for Always a Brave. Leading scorer tonight for Always a Brave. That is 16 points by Darrell Brown Jr. He has the ball in his hands right now. Edge of the logo as he is defended by Antoine Long. Now dribbles at the left elbow. Gives it back outside. O'Brien moves it. Right wing, right corner. 3 in the air. Off back rim, but the follow. Right place, right time for the big man by O'Brien. So right now they turned off the game clock. They're just playing to the target score for 69, and then once they hit the target score, the game's over. It's kind of odd how they do the ending to it. Always a Brave with the ball out in transition. Nice passing around the perimeter. We'll take it. Fadeaway jumper. It connects. That's good at the left baseline. And it goes down by Darrell Brown Jr. They get a steal, missed the 3 straight away. Defensive rebound picked up for the Underdogs. Darrell Brown Jr., leading scorer for Always a Brave. Missed shot, no good for the Underdogs. Here goes the Braves. Out in the break, open 3 for the win. They do. They get it, and that is the game. 70-50 explosion by Always a Brave to come out and win this game. It was close throughout most of it, and they come out in the fourth quarter and they outscored the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs 21-6 in the fourth quarter alone, and that is the ball game. So that's a wrap, everybody. 70-50. Always a Brave moves on, and they'll take on the Syracuse alumni, Boeheim's Army, on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I plan on being back on a Wednesday, covering 2 more TBT games. The winner of this one will take on Boeheim's Army. So the 2 teams I covered today, also the 2 teams that won earlier today, I plan on covering that game at 7, and then I'll have the draft for you guys on Thursday. Before you sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody, for being a part here on the channel as this game is going final. I'm going to thank the channel members before I do sign off. We got over 40 plus channel members on the channel right now. Is all gets a shout out. If anybody would like to become a channel member, it's posted down in the description below this video. And whatever membership you get, it's as low as $1.99 per month. It gets you special live stream access either way. I will be opening up the special live streams though to the channel members for everybody. So I'll be opening up that for everybody since we're on a couple months off season for the NBA. But we got here getting shoutouts. We have Jack, Jason, Warren, Raven, the sports expert, A. Hino, Josa, Christian, Dave, Aaron, Superman, Man and Hades, Dennis, Russell, Stephanie, Ran, Mark, John, Old Ed Deuce, D-Block, Cindy, Paul, Woody, Rajeep, Oscar, Isaiah, RJR Football Fan, RJR Football Fan 2.0, CW2K, LKN GFR 90, Kit Lorenz, BP Greg, Magic, Bino, Melvin Lee, Jay, Caden, TGU, Keith, James, Oreo Pudding, Adam, Mr. Mundre, Barco, Jacob, Abdu Rahman, Kelly, Mike, Rashad, Alden, Jessica, Dawn, Maurice, and Pamela. Thanks so much, everyone, for being a part in the stream. I'll see you guys later. Signing off here is This Is Behind Air Basketball, and enjoy the rest of your night.